Yeah.
Always reminds me of us.
Why? Because we used to listen to this in the car?
And because when I'm with you, I feel good. I like that feeling, and so when I'm with you, I like me better because of what you make me feel.
You're so cute.
Right? And what we live together is so cool. We laugh, we cry, we argue.
Yeah.
We just like...
And then afterwards we're like, hey, wanna hang out? Hi besties, my name is Sisi and welcome to Life with Sisi. So, in this video today, we will be doing this challenge I found online, which is called 20 Things I Learned Before I Turned 20. And it just makes sense because I turned 20 this Friday and I figured let's start a new project, let's get a new craft. This is a new chapter of my life, so let's reflect on the things I've learned to get here that brought me here to you guys. Today we are in a room in my grandmother's house, and this is the wall of family behind me, and my family makes me who I am. My family is such a big part of me. They molded me into me. I feel like I'm a little piece of all of them all together, and I just felt like this was such a perfect space and such a perfect way for people to really get to know me. On this channel, I just want it to be very personal, so whenever I feel like there's a moment in my life that needs to be recorded, I'm gonna pick it up. I want to do lookbooks, I want to go shopping with you, I want to take you everywhere. This is Life with Sisi. You're going to be a part of my life and you're going to get to know me on different levels that I know myself. Alright, so if you keep watching, you will see me talk about the 20 things I learned before I turned 20, and you'll get to see me do this ridiculous pink crazy makeup look. Alrighty, I hope you keep watching. We're just gonna get super comfy, cozy, and close. First, I'm gonna go with my e.l.f. primer. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. I just use this one because I feel like it really helps with my under eye circles. I really feel like my foundation goes on better whenever I use it. These are 20 things I learned, right, before I turned 20. This is like one of my first memories. I was about like 4 or 3 years old, and I had a best friend. Because her mom would work and like things like that, she was always at her house. My mother was her babysitter, and she just became my best friend. So, you know, every morning we'd wake up super early before my parents, you know, just to play Barbies. We were reading this book. It was a Snow White book. And in the Snow White book, I was looking at Snow White's hair at the time, and like my hair was pretty long. And I looked at Kayla and I was like, honestly, I really want to look like Snow White. Like, Snow White is so pretty. And she was like, you know what? We should play salon. So we went into my closet, and my dad's a painter. So he had like this is such a bad story. Like, I hope nobody like listening is like, oh my gosh, your parents are terrible. But my dad had like his old paint box out. Box that had like, you know, his paintbrushes, scissors, a ruler. So we picked up the scissors and we went into my closet. We cut our hair. And Kayla too, like especially, like it was so traumatic for her mother because like her hair was so long and like I freaking cut it to like here. Moral of the story, we think things are terrible, but then we learn to laugh. Because I remember at the time I was so traumatized. I was like, I'm never gonna cut my hair. I look like a freaking boy. I remember when I went into class, everyone was like, are you a boy? Or like daycare or whatever it was. I don't even know. The next thing that I learned before turning 20 was, okay, so here's a funny story. So I had this cousin, right? And growing up, we were like arch nemesis. I just could not stand this girl. Like, I don't know what it was. Like, she was like the biggest snitch. I just remember her always being a snitch. Like, I remember whenever I would do something bad, she would always go, ooh, ooh. And like, as a kid, that's like such a scary noise. Like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, you're like, don't tell on me. And she was always that cousin to tell on you all the time. She would always tell on you. Like, she was just such a snitch. My dad calls her Officer Vasquez. So this was my cousin Benny's birthday party. I think he was like turning 1 or 2. It was like, it had to be like an important birthday. And you know, all the adults were in one room and all the kids were in another room doing their thing. So when I was on my way back to the room, if I'm not mistaken, I like knocked somebody's soda over, and Joelle saw like 15 minutes like just going on and on and on and on. Like, oh, you knocked the soda down. I just remember being like, yo, shut up. And like, she just would not stop. So I remember looking at her like in the room, and like all the adults were in the living room and we were in my cousin Erica's room. And I just remember looking at her and I was like, I'm gonna take you down. And I tackled her and like all the kids were around us just like, yo, whoa. I got in trouble. But it's really funny because like now me and Joelle are like close. Especially when we got older, before she moved to Florida, we would always go to parties together. And like when we got tired of parties, like we would just like hang out together like and watch movies until we fell asleep like every Saturday. Like that was just like our thing. Somebody that I used to like not really be able to stand, I actually really miss them. Because, you know, it gets lonely. I don't know. I live in a place where there's not that many things to do. So, like, you know, you gotta have friends to get by. Next thing that I learned. When I was growing up, I had 6 best friends. When I moved to Pennsylvania, I made these friends, like, little by little, individually. So when I was, like, in the 5th grade, I met my first friend. And me and her got super close. And then she introduced me to her friend. And then we got super close. And then it just continued. Like, we each became friends with each other, and then we started introducing each other. They were my best friends from like the 7th grade all up until my junior year. And we called ourselves the Close Six. And like, you don't realize how much like having girlfriends is the bomb. Like female energy is just so essential, especially when you're in high school. Like you want to have those group of girls that have your back and aren't those people that call you names and that will defend you when you do something stupid. And those were those girls for me. They were my besties. I never thought I'd say this on camera, and I hope my mom doesn't get a big head from this, but moving out the house just really makes you miss your freaking parents. It's like, I cannot stress this enough. I used to be that person. I was like, when I leave the house, I'm barely gonna call them. I spent 20 years of my life with them. Like, why would I go hang out with them? Like why would I go back home? And literally now that I'm in college, every opportunity I get to go back home, I take it, because I don't know, those are just my best friends. You realize how much your parents are on your team and want you to succeed when you're not in the house. The thing that I've learned like within my 20 years of being on this planet is that like when it comes to the way I look, I'm a perfectionist. I don't know why it is. It drives me insane. If I don't look perfect, if my hair is not perfect, if my teeth aren't perfect, if my clothes don't look good, don't look at me, don't talk to me. It's all over my face. I don't want to be looked at. But then when I look good and my clothes are awesome, I'm unstoppable. I literally, for college, have to wake up like an hour early just so I can have time to get ready, get cute, because if I just roll out of bed, I'm not gonna have a good day. Like, some people might say that's really sad, you have to look good all the time, but I don't know, when you look good, you feel good. And like, I've been like that ever since I was a little girl. Like, my grandma was just showing me photo albums, you know, to get my memory jogged while I was writing down the 20 things that I learned about myself. And literally, I've been like that ever since I was a kid. Like, I'm about to show you. Oh, literally every birthday, I had to have like this extravagant dress on. This is my 4th birthday. And every year my mom would ask you, what do you want to do for your birthday? Like, what do you want to wear? And it would just seem so wrong if I wasn't wearing a dress. Like, and literally this was how I dressed for my 7th birthday. And like, this was like my pride and joy. I remember picking out this dress in like a local store. And when I saw it, I was like, this is the one. Girl, I was styling. Look, I have like chopsticks in my hair. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. The 6th thing I've learned, well, this isn't in order, like, whatever. So, it takes a lot of energy to be mad at someone. I don't know, like, for me personally, like, I gave up on that. Like, I'm tired of holding grudges. Whenever I hold a grudge, it's just like, it takes so much energy out your day to be mad at someone. You don't have to be rude, you don't have to be nasty. It takes so much time, and it just makes you not feel good when you have to go out your way to be nasty to someone. Number 7, trying new things will only benefit you. I'm still struggling with this because I'm a very, very stubborn person. I get it from my mom, and when I get an idea about something, you can't change me. Like, I have this one thing that I see, I have this one way that I think it goes, and that is that. And you can't live like that. Like, you can't do that. I'm telling you, every single time I pushed myself and I put myself in a new scenario where I was afraid to try it, the results were better. I don't want to turn this into an Oprah Winfrey segment, but let me tell you, try new things, girlfriend. It might benefit you. Another thing that I learned about myself, like within my years of life, I like to be different. When it comes to my clothes, when it comes to my actions, when it comes to just the things that I do. I was never a traditional kid. I always dressed crazy. I remember in the 4th grade, my dad took me out after like school shopping, and it was for my first day of school outfit, because you know, your parents take you out It's your first day of school. You're trying to pop out. You're trying to be that cool kid. I remember in Kohl's had Avril Lavigne's clothing line, Abby Dawn. And let me tell you, that was a homegirl's dream. I loved it. And I remember I got like a pink like skirt, and I got these super long socks, and I had like this crazy suspendery shirt, and I had these cool gloves on. And literally I can't tell you like how many kids looked at me like I was an alien cyclops, because you know, in the 4th grade everyone's still kind of dressing, your parents are still kind of dressing you, so you know, everyone had their cute little polos and their pigtails, and then here I came with the 2 like puffs in my hair. I was thriving. Stealing is not cute, okay? I never really was a stealer. Like, I'd watch my friends steal, and I'd like watch and like I'd observe, and I'd get super scared and anxious. I'd be like, oh my god, like, do I have to do this? The real answer to that is no, you do not, because you'll get in a lot of trouble and you will hate yourself for it. And no, nothing gives you a bad feeling, like, just don't do it. Don't give up on you. And what I mean by don't give up on you is that, like, I don't know, for me, I tend to give up on myself a lot. And when people stand over my shoulder especially, I get really shaky. And I remember when I was first starting out my old job at this restaurant I used to work at, and literally every single time, like, somebody would ask me a question, or I had to do something that I wasn't familiar with, and like my manager would be standing over my shoulder, I would just remember feeling like like I'm gonna crawl out my chest. But every single time that I fought through that, even though it's so hard, I kicked ass. Moral of the story, I'm popping. Cherish the friends you have. I've been friends with everyone. I've been friends with the popular kids. I've been friends with the nerdy kids. I've been friends with the gothic kids. So I've had a pretty wide variety. I appreciate the friends you have. I really do mean it, because think about it. When you're bouncing around and you're really trying to find yourself, this is such a confusing time. If you could have that one friend that's with you through all those ups and downs and through all those motions, and still loves you and still wants to come over and chill after you've had a mental breakdown in the school bathroom, like, that's a pretty valuable friend. Next one is, I don't know. I feel like now that I'm saying these out loud, I feel like they all kind of sound the same, but whatever. Appreciate what you have. OMG. When I was about to film this video, a close friend of mine called, and he's actually homeless right now. That really like got to me, because when we would hang out, you know, we'd go to his house, and him and his family were so close, and it just seemed like he had, like, not a lot, but you know, he had, and now he doesn't have. And I'm someone who has, like, I'm someone who, like, if things aren't working out at home, I have like 4 homes I can go to. Just appreciate it, because like one day, like, you might have a home and the next day it might not be there. Like, I myself was once homeless. I lived with my aunts, me and my family, in her basement, and like, it was suckish, because like, I went from having my own bedroom, from having my own big playroom, and having all these things, and then one day me and my parents were sharing a room. People grow and change. When I say people grow and change, like, it really does happen. We grow up and we change. Like, I used to have this one best friend, and she was my first friend when I moved out to PA, and we were friends up until I believe I was a junior. So it was like from the 5th grade to junior year. That's a long time with someone. And we spent every day together. Like, that was really like my homegirl. But I don't know, we just became 2 very different people. I used to feel so sad, because like our friendship like kind of diminished, and she went her own way and I went my own way. But sometimes it's for the best. Like, you know, maybe that person's not good for you, but in the end of at the end of the day, like, we all change. Like, everything happens for a reason. Like, maybe that person isn't meant to be in your life because you're meant for better things, and that person is holding you back. Or maybe you're holding that person back, and they need to experience themselves without you. Damn, sis. We need to be comfortable with being alone. I know if I saw this like when I was like 17, I would have been like, be comfortable with being alone. It was genuinely because I just did not like being alone. I felt so gross and like so uncomfortable with me. But like the older I've gotten, like the more I realize that like me time is so essential. I don't want to say I've become an introvert, because I don't know, I can't accept that fact. I would say I'm an antisocial yet outgoing person. Know your worth when others do not. I had this boyfriend, right? I put him on such a high pedestal, and like I allowed him to disrespect me so many times. I should have given myself more respect. Like, he was cheating on me and lying to me and this isn't a bash my ex. Like, this isn't like, this video isn't even about him. It really did take a toll on me. It took a toll on the way I looked at other people. You have to know when someone doesn't appreciate you. Some people don't realize how poppin' you are. I'm going to be doing some eyeshadow, but right now we're just gonna go in with like this really pretty like pinky color. The thing that I learned, that love is real. And that sounds so emo of me, right? Like, love is real. My father looks at my mother, like, it's just like such a beautiful thing. Like, he looks at her like she's God, you guys. They've been together ever since they were 16. Like, they even got married on their 20th anniversary of being together. And to me, that's just so special because, like, imagine being with someone for 20 years, growing with them, becoming a whole different person. So, like, it's such a crazy concept to me that through their growing and through their changing process, they're still in love, and the way they still talk to each other, like, they're best friends to this day. All right, so now we're on 18. Yo, girl. What you put in your body is so essential. But in the beginning of the school year, right, I was taking vitamins. You're taking vitamins every day. You don't realize how many of those vitamins throughout your day, like normally, that you're lacking. So when you start to take those vitamins, like, it's like everything in you just clicks. And that was 18, and then I never finished 19 and 20. I mean, this video is already pretty long, so whatever. 20 is such a scary year. I really thought I'd have everything together, and I'm like so all over the place. Like, I have an arm there and I have a leg over there. All right, let me like finish this. And here is the finished product. So I hope you enjoyed watching. This was just a get to know me, and then look how amateur my makeup is. I'm an amateur makeup artist. We will get better with time. I hope you enjoyed my channel. I hope to see you again, and I hope you keep coming back. I will be making more content, and we will become the best of friends. We can just become a big happy family and love each other. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. But all right, see you later, besties.